Very good afternoon and a warm welcome for 60th AICOG TV. And I'm pleased to have with me one of the most dynamic, charming, and a very enthusiastic personality in the field of obstetrics and gynecology, and that's Dr. Shanta Kumari. Ma'am, thank you very much for accepting our invite to be here on AICOG TV. Dr. Shanta Kumari is a secretary of Indian Journal of Obstetrics, Indian College of Obstetrics and Gynecology for 2015 to 2018. She is a member of FIGO working group on violence against women, and she's also a consultant gynecologist and senior laparoscopic surgeon at Yashoda Hospital, Hyderabad. Madam is going to enlighten us on a very important topic of a postpartum anemia. So, ma'am, how common is the postpartum anemia in your practice?
Hi everyone, I bring greetings from the ICOG FOXY, the Indian College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists. We are here at the 60th AICOG at Ahmedabad, and I think this is the mother of all conferences. This is one conference which all FOXians and gynecologists look forward to attending, because this is a conference where they would like to update themselves with the latest in the field of OB-GYN. And it's a pleasure to be here. We have more than about almost 10,000 delegates at Ahmedabad, and the conference has been going on very successfully.
It's really a very nice mega event that
very
is being
nice mega
organized
event. I think the team Ahmedabad needs to be congratulated on taking the effort to make this conference a success and trying to make it comfortable for all the delegates who have come from every nook and corner of our country and even outside country. We have so many international faculty also who are attending. So I think it's a mammoth task, and FOXy ICOG are very happy that the conference has been going on successfully. The scientific session is also very well appreciated, and we hope that the scientific session gives good take-home messages which will help you all to implement better clinical practices in your practice, so the women in our country get the best of the treatment and the latest in the treatment for so many problems. Right. Because at the end of the day, the women's health is a priority for every obstetrician and gynecologist, and to reduce the morbidity and of course the mortality of women who matter the most in our country.
Right, absolutely. I think then this year's theme for FOXy is She Matters, and that rightly absolutely suits for the current trends in our practice.
Absolutely.
And ma'am, that takes us in that context. We talked about reducing maternal mortality.
Exactly.
I think postpartum anemia is one of the significant risk factor for the maternal mortality and morbidity. So, what is that one recommendation you would like to give to the young gynecologist when they are treating postpartum anemia?
All of us have to remember that anemia is very rampant in our country, right from the adolescent age to the reproductive age to the later on age, because because of so many iron deficiency and so many other nutritional deficiencies and all. So it's our duty to correct anemia right in the adolescent stage to when the woman decides to become pregnant. So the preconceptionally, if we correct anemia and healthy mother who has a good hemoglobin, when she becomes pregnant, naturally the problems associated with anemia are less, and that will lead to lesser maternal mortality and morbidity. But unfortunately, sometimes what we find, even if the hemoglobin is on the borderline during pregnancy, of course, postpartum period when the blood loss sometimes may be more than what is expected, there may be some amount of minimal or massive postpartum hemorrhage, then we land up with women who go from a borderline hemoglobin to a lower level of hemoglobin. So, from a non-anemic status, they may go into an anemic status. If we leave this woman in a state of anemia in the postpartum period, there's every chance that she may go ahead and again in the next, when she becomes pregnant, she's already an anemic woman, so she becomes from a borderline to a severely anemic woman in pregnancy. So I think it is the responsibility of every obstetrician to correct the anemia in the postpartum period as soon as she delivers, to correct the blood loss. If there was a massive blood loss, of course, try to avoid blood transfusion as much as required, and if we are lucky enough to tackle the problem before we discharge the patient, I think women need one shot of parenteral iron. probably that is the best way where we can supplement the woman with the iron which she has lost, and over a period of time this will help her to regain the hemoglobin which has been lost.
Very well
And-
said, ma'am. So, amongst the new parenteral iron, we have different generations of
Yes.
parenteral iron. What has been your experience with the latest ferric carboxymaltose in the treatment of postpartum anemia?
Ideally, postpartum period, that is immediately after the delivery, the woman is there for a day or two at the most in the hospital under the care. So, if you can give the woman one shot of a parental iron, ideally the ferric carboxymaltose is the best molecule which you can give in the postpartum period. You give one shot of 1000 milligram, which is diluted in the required quantity, and then I think that is more than enough to take care of her hemoglobin loss during the delivery. And you have to remember one more thing. Women think like after they have delivered, not only women, the families also, as soon as the delivery is over, they feel okay, everything is done, and they usually don't take the iron tablets which is prescribed to them, or even the calcium tablets. So they're lost to follow up. So to avoid that, I think one shot of parental iron will go a long way in correcting anemia. So I think we should
Absolutely
never
right.
stop short of giving a parental iron dose to the women who deliver and who have lost a massive amount of blood.
Ma'am, you are on the FIGO working group on violence against women. So, what all those activities that you have planned for this
Yes.
activity?
In fact, I've been very lucky to be on the board of FIGO on this particular committee on Say No to Violence Against Women, the working group of FIGO on Say No to Violence Against Women. This is such an important committee or a group of our federation, international federation, because we realize that women's health is a top priority, and we realize that violence on women contributes to maternal morbidity and mortality, to overall health of women. So if we can try to partner and reduce this violence against women, definitely it will lead to better health of the women. We find that this violence against women increases the chances of so many problems, like especially in the pregnancy, the domestic violence, and so many sexual violence, so many violences. They can lead to so many problems of pregnancy, and that can be a factor for comorbid factor for the maternal morbidity and mortality. We find cases of antepartum hemorrhage like abruptio placenta, which are a sequelae of violence against women. And we realize that obstetricians, we are the first point of contact for women if they have any health problems. If they have a health issue which is an sequelae of a violence, they will not like to go to a police officer. They feel more confidence when they come to us because they feel secure when they come, and it's the health provider who is the first point of contact for women. And it's our responsibility to try to detect whether this particular health issue is a sequelae of violence against women. And then we may be able to help them, because they may not be able to directly go to the National Commission for Women or the police. Probably we can be a conduit to help them so that they are not victims to violence against women. And then even whoever is the person who is inflicting this violence, they will also be a little careful and try to not to inflict a lot of violence on the women, because they're scared. Agar इन्होंने जाके, if they go to the doctor and tell, I may get punished. And it is the social responsibility of all of us to help the women who are not so fortunate. See, as a woman, I am very fortunate. I was born to parents who have always treated girls much more than boys, and I've become a doctor and able to give services. But there are so many women who have not been as fortunate as all of us. So I think it's our responsibility to partner with the government and the police and everyone to try to reduce this particular problem of violence against women.
Absolutely, very well said, ma'am. So we can say that the message of the
Yes.
month is, or message of the
Yes.
day is, say no to violence.
No to violence. And in fact, we started an movement, the Dhira, an initiative to say no to violence against women, where ICOG, Foxy, FIGO and the Hyderabad Society have partnered with the police, SHE teams and the National Commission for Women with this Dhira project, where we say no to violence against women.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing those views, and we wish you all the best for the Dhira project. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.